Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi! My name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, we are doing a general tarot reading on how best to utilize the new moon in Scorpio energy. So with that being said, since it's a general reading, take what resonates and know that the intention in this video is for there to be a message for you here. So let's get into it. We're using the Sacred Witch Tarot today, and we're going to look at that first, and then I have a lot of astrological deck cards that want to come out. So the first tarot card is going to represent how to best utilize this energy. And we've got, the Six of Swords. Okay. And next tarot card is going to represent the overall advice to move through this energy. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So the Six of Swords is about a transition, a time of healing. So utilizing this new moon as an act of transition, a time of letting go, a time of moving on is going to be the best way to utilize this. Now, a lot of the times when we talk about working with the moon energy in their phases, the full moon is a good time for healing, letting go, etc. However, this is an opportunity you have to release everything that you don't want to come along with you on this brand new journey. Think of this as the fresh start. So you don't want the baggage attached to where you're going. All right. So with that being said, this might be a little bit of a challenging time for you because some of you are going through this healing time. It might be hard to let certain things go. It might be hard to let certain people go, but that is a thing that needs to happen in order to get on the right track, on the right path for you to move forward. You know how certain things can hold you back, certain situations, certain people. This is a time for you to start fresh and start anew. And so a lot of that needs to be taken care of before you take those first steps into this transition. And a lot of times, since we're dealing with the Suit of Swords, this can be your way of thinking too. So this might not necessarily be a physical, tangible thing that you need to let go of. It could be a thought process or overthinking or not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy enough, etc. So that type of overthinking or doubt or illusions that you have about yourself, imposter syndrome, those things can hold you back from taking your first step from change of any kind. So with that being said, let's move on to the advice here with this Nine of Pentacles. This is about being accepting and understanding that you've done all you have done to get where you are at, if that makes sense. So like, don't belittle your accomplishments. Don't look back on things that you have done in, to get by or to move forward. Think of the accomplishments as a good thing. Every little accomplishment is worthy, right? And so think of this time as celebrating yourself. Put in the effort for yourself. Okay. So I'm also getting like, in order to go on this journey, let's say, go on this transition to move forward, you have to invest in yourself, right? The Nine of Pentacles is all about, luxury. It is, being independent, being in this state of financial abundance, right? But you were self-made and put yourself into that situation. So if you want to embody this, if you want to be moving forward in your healing journey, in moving on, you have to invest in yourself. You have to put in the work. You have to give yourself boundaries, give yourself routines and order, and put those in place for you to complete your goals. Hopefully that all makes sense in how I'm saying it. Sometimes my mouth doesn't catch up to my brain in time to say certain words. So yeah, I definitely see this new moon as a time of investing in ourselves, putting ourselves first, knowing that we need to take care of ourselves, putting ourselves in situations where we're getting healthier, where we are, putting ourselves first when it comes to improving our well-being mentally, emotionally, physically. All right. And I'm not saying this as diet culture at all. I'm saying put in the work to make your body feel good. That could be comfort food. That could be sleeping in. That could be, you know, allowing yourself to go for that 4 a.m. run in the morning. I don't know who wants to do that. It is not me, but that just popped out of my head. But case in point is this is the start of a new journey for you. For us, this is a start of letting go of what doesn't work anymore, of what is holding us back from accomplishing what we want to accomplish and our goals, and feeling good, feeling vibrant, feeling healthy. It is an investment. Ourselves is an investment. And once we start looking at ourselves in that way, our worldview is going to change too. We start seeing the, you know, chemicals that we ingest on a daily. We start seeing our addictive behaviors. We start seeing all of these things as holding us back. So what are some things that you can do today that you can let go of to make your future better and brighter? All right, let's get into the oracle cards here. First, we have the Heavenly Bodies deck. First up, Scorpio. Here we go. So intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. So exactly what we were talking about, getting rid of what is no longer working, exposing the things that we want to get rid of, exposing what we want to work on, etc., and feeling this like intense need to do so, right? We are wanting to get rid of anything that is holding us back and invest in ourselves with that fire, with that passion. Next, we have Leo, another fire energy here with this intensity, self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. So how can we creatively problem solve this? How can we put this to use in that sort of a way? Self-confidence goes back to this Nine of Pentacles. That's a confident person. Investing in yourself with time, money, attention, that is self-confidence. So embodying that. And loyalty. Where are your loyalties? Is it to yourself? Is it to somebody else? Is it to a corporation? Where are your loyalties? Let's figure that out and see how we need to shift that. Being loyal to yourself is not selfish. All right. Putting yourself first is not selfish. Self-care is important because, again, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So if you need to take care of other people, if you have children, you need to also take care of yourself, because if you have like a 10% battery left and your children are needing at least 20% of your battery, of your energy, how are you going to do that? Right? So you need to put that back into yourself as well. And creativity, listen, there's ways to think outside the box for every situation. And next we have opposition. So imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. So that's what we are moving away from. We are getting rid of that imbalance. We are getting away, moving away from things that are causing us irritability, causing us strain, stress, things that are no longer in our best interest. We need to move away from that because it is causing tension. It's causing that opposition of what we want for ourselves. The authenticity that we aspire to move toward is being held back because there's that imbalance. Next, we have Uranus with radically change. So yeah, this is a huge transition for all of us. A lot of times too, like we said, with the way that our minds work, when we have our minds open to a new information, new ways of being, it will radically change the way we perceive ourselves and the world around us. So if you are going through any sort of awakening, any sort of feelings about yourself, you are going to start seeing the world in a different way too. So again, there's a lot happening right now out in the world, I'll just say. So that can cause a lot of stress, that can cause a lot of anxiety, and it can make you feel a lot of different ways, right? So it's time to shift. It's a whole lot moving right now, a whole lot going on. So again, move toward what feels right for you, toward healing, towards change, towards progress, toward your goals. Okay, and then the last card here is House 3 with early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. So you might be having more conversations with people. We talked about boundaries. We talked about letting people go. And they could be people that you've had in your life in the early stages of your life, or setting boundaries with those people. But again, with the rational mind here too, this is talking about, logically what you need to do. And you need to communicate your needs and communicate your goals, not only to yourself, but the people around you that need to hear it. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Starcodes Astro deck. First up, we have the Sun with Source. This is a time of positivity. This is a time when you're moving toward health, vitality, a positive change, bringing in the sun, bringing in more life. Then we have Aquarius with Collaborate. Aquarius is that sign of community. It's that sign of working together. It's that sign of understanding that when we are elevating each other, we all elevate up at the same time. Does that make sense? This is like the outlier thinking, progressive thinking. So you might have some ideas that change the way that you see the world, say the way that you see yourself. You might be collaborating with other people to get those goals done. There's a lot here that could pertain to certain people. So take what resonates. But the Aquarius energy, we are in the age of Aquarius. This is revealing things that we might not have seen prior. So that could be taking effect on this, on your situation as well. So take what resonates. Next, we've got Sagittarius with Expand. Sagittarius is that adventure seeker, that person who just shoots for the stars and wants to go. And they're somebody that doesn't mind expanding their reach, their essence, their drive. So expand your worldview, move toward this, whatever you're passionate about. And do so with not only passion, not only drive, but determination, hope, excitement. All right. Don't be afraid to move towards something that you feel aligned to do things that are in your, the thing that just popped in my head was the affirmation of what I desire desires me back, or the thing that I desire desires me more. So that's where my mind went. I'm so sorry. Mercury. We have more communication, more swords energy here. Messages. You might be seeing signs. You might be getting messages back from people about a new career, a new opportunity, something coming in for you for this path. This might be communicating, again, your needs with other people, with your family, with friends, your loved ones. But communication is a big theme here. And last one is Ascendant. Entrance. So again, this is the new journey, the entrance into your new path, your new goals, your new way of being. The new moon is the start of a new cycle. So this is a great new beginning. And I'm loving what I'm seeing here so far. All right. One deck that we haven't used in a long time. This is the Microcosmic Oracle. First up, we have Experience with Mercury and Sagittarius. So you have the experience, you know what you don't want, and you know what you want to move toward. Use that to your advantage. And again, we have Mercury. So Mercury was in here, and we have Sagittarius. So that came up again. Some of you might have that in your chart. Some of you might have that be significant to you. I just want to call out what I'm seeing. Next, we have Luxury, Venus and Taurus, that Nine of Pentacles energy. Focus on what feels good to you, what you can lavish yourself in. And I'm not saying like go out and spend money. I'm saying what brings you comfort. You know, sometimes in the morning, I really love a nice decadent cup of coffee. Not every day do I put whipped cream in my coffee. Not every day do I put extra spices and go all out. But some mornings, I just want to bask in that decadence. And it sets me up for a really good mood, a really good energy for the day. I feel like I just treated myself. So luxury could be very, very minimal in terms of money or in terms of taste or beauty. But what it means to you could be the whole world, right? So what in your life brings you the feeling of luxury? Is it like clean sheets? Is it cotton sheets, silk sheets, velvet? Is it putting on a nice outfit, getting ready, doing your hair, makeup, getting dressed to go nowhere? Is it online shopping with a cup of coffee? Whatever makes you feel luxurious, focus on that with this new moon energy. Imagine where you're going to be a month from now. If you move towards your goals, if you keep doing one thing toward your goals every day, where you're going to be a month from now. Bask in the luxury. Where you're going to be 5 years from now. Listen to your intuition and embody that higher self, that higher self version of you, right? Your higher self already has what you want because you're already on your way to go there. So embody it with that luxury. And next we have boundaries. We talked about boundaries with Venus in Capricorn. So again, boundaries are for people who are known to cross them. There's a reason why you need to set boundaries in place. There's also boundaries for yourself. So like if you know that you need to not touch your phone after 5 p.m. because you're just going to be scrolling and you won't sleep, keep that boundary in place. If you know that you like to veg out on snack foods and it's causing health issues, pause that. Do you see where I'm going? There's boundaries that are for other people and there's boundaries we put for ourselves. So look at both of them in order to get where you're going, right? If you need to carve away an hour out of your day for exercise or for reading or for, working in the yard, those are boundaries. Every little thing that we do, every routine that we put in place is for us to get higher on our goal here, farther down the line. And then we have objectivity with the moon in Gemini. So we also need to keep our perspective with things too, right? Everything's not going to happen all at once. And things aren't always going to get better because of an instant or because we want it to. We have to actively work at things. We have to actively put in the right steps. We have to do what we need to do in order to get where we want to go, right? It's not all just, I want to manifest this and I don't do anything. While that can happen, absolutely. Sometimes we need to put in the extra steps to do so. We can't just manifest a new home and not ever look at the listings, right? There needs to be some form of action to take place in order for the universe to be like, yep, you want it. That's good. So we need to have that objectivity of what we can reasonably accomplish, reasonably do in the time frame that we're looking at doing it, right? So if we have 24 hours in the day and we want to do 50 million things that each take an hour, that's not going to happen. We have to remain objective, right? Okay, our last deck here is the Astro Ascension deck, which I absolutely love. Another third house. Okay, so master your mind. That was a point that we made earlier. So communication, mind, thoughts, ideas, perception, and speaking, social media. So this this is associated. That's the word I'm looking for with the Lovers and the Magician. So we can manifest, we can put in, we have the skills, we have the talent, we can do what we want to do, but we also can be, we have the choice to put in the work. We have the choice to utilize our skill set, right? With the Lovers card, we have that choice. We understand the duality of the situation. Next, we have Capricorn, another Capricorn card. Stay the course. So we can be ambitious, driven, hardworking, serious, honest, loyal. That word came up again. Responsible, determined. And then we have the devil association with this too. So make sure that you are leaving the toxicity behind. Make sure that you don't dwell into the toxic part of the devil card, being manipulated or being tied down to things that we no longer want anymore. Next, we have the Mercury, another Mercury card, light of the messenger. So clear your mind. Communication, mind, thoughts, intellect, information, reason, memory, and perception. With the Magician again. So again, I think it's really hammering home that you have the skills and the talent and the tools you need to make this happen. You have the ideas, you have the talent. I said that, didn't I? You have the communication skills. You have everything you need to move forward on this path, to go after what you want to go after. You just have to believe it. You just have to stop overthinking it. I know, easier said than done. However, the more you just feel yourself in alignment with what you want, the easier it gets. Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it, yes. Sometimes you have to be a little delusional, yes. But a transition period is hard. Change is hard. Moving toward your goals is hard. Letting things go is hard. But if you are following what you're passionate about, if you are aligned with what you want, it gets easier. Next, we have the sword. Okay, cutting the cord with Archangel Michael. Unhealthy attachment, we talked about. Outdated energy endings, we talked about. Taking power back, courage, releasing someone's influence and freedom. That's what we're working on. That's what we're moving toward. And your last card here is second house with money and value. Abundance is your birthright, 100%. Income, assets, earnings, possessions, security, etc. And we have the Hierophant and the Empress as the associated tarot cards. Hierophant is, you know, sometimes about tradition and traditional values, and sometimes we need to go against the grain in order to achieve what we want. Sometimes traditional doesn't work for us. And then we have the Empress, which is about nurturing and creation. And sometimes with the way that money works, sometimes we go against the traditional values and we nurture what is not traditional, what is not so common. And if you look at the world right now, there's so many different avenues and ways of making money now that were deemed not kosher, I'll say. But now it's commonplace, right? So sometimes going against the grain, going against what's normal is a good thing. But abundance is your birthright. It's our birthright. It is coming to you if you are aligned with what you're passionate about, if you go towards this healing journey, if you go toward this change, get out of your own head, get out of your own way, and leave behind what no longer works for you anymore. All right, I hope this resonates. I hope you were able to take some messages away from this that, you know, hit home for you. Please let me know if this made sense, if this resonated with you in the comment section. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love you and I like you. If you have not done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. And let me know if you like the general readings better, or if you want a new moon, full moon, pick a card reading like we've done in the past too. I'm catching up on a lot of the things that I've been needing to get to. Things in my personal life have been crazy, so I do apologize, but I am trying to get back on track with everything. So I would love to know your thoughts, if you like the general reading for the moon readings better, or if you want to pick a card. I'm happy to do either, whatever works best for you guys. So with that being said, thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.